Thursday morning. You know what that means. And he's on the microphone with Brian and Gene. The Morning Sickness Show. It's where I want to be. Strumming my guitar, soft and gently. Where bacon rules all, and Bloody Marys are tall, and Pearl Street beers chase them all. I'm here to sing to you, tell you have a great day, and don't forget to come rock out with Tug Sunday.
The Thursday song from our buddy Andy Hughes of Tug. Haven't seen him in a minute. I think he went to Vegas.
I haven't. I saw him during the holidays.
Yeah.
Shopping. And we ran into each other. It was like, happy holidays. Hello, hello. We both had carts full of things at Target, I believe. And it was like, nice to see you.
This was, I don't know, a couple of years ago, but my wife's car was like having issues and it broke down kind of in the middle of the intersection over by Kmart. And I get out to start trying to push the car and get it, through the intersection and get it. And guess who comes running to my Sandy? Yeah, like out of nowhere. Like, thanks. Yeah. Andy Hughes, Thursday song. It is Thursday morning. That means we're going to talk to Office Cora for the first time in a few weeks. Find out what's happening in the 715 this weekend. She's been out for the holidays, but now she's back in the office, so we'll talk to her just after 8 o'clock. Got a new Karen of the day. We'll get to that. Our texting is a little bit wonky this morning. Having trouble with it, so if you try to text us this morning, I may not get it, may not respond. Apologies. You can try emailing us. Find our contact info online at rockmornings.com. You can, of course, also listen to the show live on the website. Check out the daily podcast. Give it a like and subscribe. And also register to win date night, which we'll give away tomorrow.
I feel like such a rock star, actually.
Why is that?
Because in the last 24 hours, I've scheduled interviews with Beartooth, Starset, Memphis Mayfire, Pop Evil, all coming to the Revolt in a couple weeks down at the Lacrosse Center. I'm like, hey, is it cool if we hang out with Starset on? And yesterday, I was like, I'm talking to 4 different bands at the same time.
Look at you.
It's very cool. Setting up interviews, getting ready, get your tickets. Those 2-day passes and single-day passes are available. Again, Riverfront Revolt for more information. But all those bands going to be there.
Yeah, it's a 2-night concert event at the Lacrosse Center featuring Asking Alexandria, Starset, and Eva Under Fire on January 24th. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. And then on Saturday, the 25th, it'll be Beartooth, Memphis Mayfire, Pop Evil, and Lakeview.
I've been talking to Caleb. Him and I are like
Caleb
this. From Beartooth. And we've exchanged digits.
Yeah. Did he give you a good vegan, gluten-free recipe? Because I think we
did not. But I could help out in that department. Him and I will talk about that. We have digits. We exchange digits.
We would not get along. I don't know what the hell we talk about because I love to eat meat. RiverfrontRevolt.com for more info. Get your tickets there. And I think next week we're going to talk to Lee from Pop Evil.
Yeah.
Lee Kakati of Pop Evil. This morning, as I mentioned, we'll talk to Office Cora. We'll get to some Pop Evil, speaking of them, in just a bit. Also some AC/DC.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Rock Mornings, Brian and Gene, and the world continuing to watch the wildfires in California, and apparently more people have died, and thousands of people have been displaced. We're watching homes completely burned to the ground, and
it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
Firefighters battling multiple blazes overnight, whipping winds, gusts up to 100 miles an hour, fueling 3 major wildfires at this point.
There's another one now on Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, the Palisades fire burned more than 15,000 acres, numerous homes, businesses, and landmarks in the Pacific Palisades. The Eaton fire burned more than 10,000 acres, along with many structures in Altadena and Pasadena. And then they've got the Sunset fire that's been called that. Started at about 5:45 yesterday, appeared to be burning south towards Hollywood Boulevard. So, they're having some real problems. The mayor's getting a lot of flack because she was in Ghana, not necessarily on a vacation. She was there doing some kind of thing for the president. But she made her way back, and then some reporter was kind of asking her a bunch of questions. She tried to escape and couldn't get out. There was some locked doors, and they cut funding to the fire department, millions of dollars, and so there's lots of questions about that. And, it's just a mess right now.
Well, the the videos yesterday that were coming out were just unbelievable. I mean, between the fire themselves and then obviously the evacuation.
The before and after pictures too, when you see them from the sky, like if you see like what it looks like during the day when the buildings are there, and then at night when the fires are raging, and it's just like, oh my God.
Well, and then the evacuation orders that had to come so quickly because this started and moved so quickly, and people couldn't get out, and then they were, had to abandon their cars and bring in bulldozers to move the cars. So firefighters, red flag fire weather, by the way, continuing through Friday night. So all day today and all day tomorrow, red flag warning. Still, those winds dying a little bit. I mean, like a little less strong, but still, it's just, and there's a Hearst fire too, by the way. I think
more than 2,000 homes, businesses, and other buildings have been damaged or destroyed, and at least 5 people are dead in the wildfires that are scorching communities across L.A. County. One of the most destructive firestorms to hit the region in memory. 5 bodies found in 3 different structures in Altadena, where the Eaton fire started on Tuesday night. Again, as we heard yesterday, people in a nursing home, like just wheeling people out in wheelchairs and beds into a parking lot down the street.
It happened. It started and happened, and it just went too fast.
I saw a video on Barstool of a guy with his dogs trapped in his house, and they're surrounded, the whole house outside, and you're like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of celebrities are losing their homes, and people are keeping tabs on them. James Woods, the actor, talking about his home.
Sarah was on with her 8-year-old niece last night. She came out. I'm sorry. Just, one day you're swimming in the pool and the next day it's all gone. But she came out with her little Yeti piggy bank for us to rebuild our house.
Yeah, a lot of tragedy there in L.A. He's not going to be the only person.
Nightmare.
Awful. In Wisconsin, New Lisbon police say the last confirmed location for Virgil Thu near Orange Road and McEwen Road on January 1st. So it's been over a week since they have a last confirmed location for him. They're still looking for him, but they've received apparently over 172 tips now as they've teamed up with some federal agencies to try to track this man down. He's accused of killing 3 people last week. The sheriff's office there continuing to search for the 47-year-old, said the public urged to report any concerns related to outbuildings, seasonal residents, hunting blinds, or other structures that may require inspection. And that's kind of weird because in Wisconsin, there's so many trail cams and hunting blinds and people out in the woods and doing stuff. And you'd think that
January.
I get that, but you'd think that like somebody would have picked up something. I mean, but it's like I said, it's been over a week since they had a confirmed sighting of this guy.
Think about the people who have cabins or structures or whatever on lakes and just don't visit them in the wintertime. Well,
this day and age, you got to have an alarm, or you might have someone that checks on it, or you have, like I said, a trail cam or something alerts you on your phone if somebody's jiggling the window.
Let's get this guy.
The last known vehicle that Thu had was recovered by law enforcement there in New Lisbon, so he may be in a different vehicle. He may be on foot, but
10-day manhunt now at this point. Isn't 10 days he's been on the run at least?
Yeah, 150 pounds, 5'10", blue eyes, brown hair. You've probably seen his picture all over the interwebs, but they're still looking for him there in the New Lisbon area.
Considered armed and dangerous. Please don't approach him.
Today, by the way, of course, is January 9th, and that means that former President Jimmy Carter is getting the funeral, and President Joe Biden declaring today a national day of mourning, so that means a lot of stuff's not going to be open, FYI, federally especially. Today is Jimmy Carter's official state funeral to be held in D.C. at the National Cathedral. After several days of proceedings, saw him move through his home state of Georgia. Flag's going to be flown at half-staff for a period of 30 days, so that'll continue through the inauguration. But a lot of stuff not going to be open today as we deal with the Jimmy Carter funeral today. Post office will be closed. Mail will not be delivered, so if you're heading home today looking for some letters in your mailbox or some bills, federal offices also going to be closed today in honor of Jimmy Carter's death. Following the executive order, similar to a federal holiday, not all federal workers will be exempt from working, as some are deemed to be vital. But yeah, banks, other businesses probably going to be open. National banks, national days of mourning do not require banks or businesses to close, but some of them may. So obviously, if you've got some stuff to do, call ahead or check ahead to see if those businesses that you're looking at are open.
All 5 living presidents expected to attend this afternoon. It's going to be big.
Yeah. And speaking of the president, not the incumbent, but the president-elect, Trump, of course, yesterday we heard he's going to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. While the Mexican president fired a shot over the bow, Claudia Scheinbaum apparently said she wants to rename the United States, not just the Gulf of Mexico, but the entire country. Mexican America. That sounds nice, she said in a Mexico City press conference yesterday. She cited a map from 1607 during the press conference and was joined by Mexico's former culture minister, Jose Alonso Suarez del Real. She said, quote, "The fact is that Mexican America is recognized since the 17th century as the name for the whole northern part of the American continent." This is just...
It's just words.
Dumb.
A lot of words.
A lot of back and forth.
A lot of words.
Anyways, Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Again, our texting is kind of wonky this morning, so if you do
give it a try.
Try to text in. We may not be able to read it or respond, but we'll see what we can get to.
Our weather, by the way, uneventful. While California's dealing with that, we're, typical January, no precipitation, mid-20s, maybe 30 today. Nothing remarkable.
Yeah. Same thing tomorrow, and the next time we might see something in regards to the weather will be Sunday, maybe
minor accumulation.
Maybe a dusting. Here's a band that we talked about just a few moments ago. They're going to be at the Riverfront Revolts January 25th at the Lacrosse Center. It's Pop Evil.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Big screen, big. There it is.
Yeah.
AC/DC, Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Dame had 26 and 8 assists. Giannis, 25 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 assists. And the Bucks beat the Spurs 121-105 last night.
And that'll do it. The final score, 121-105. Giannis leading the way with 25 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Almost had himself another triple-double.
Woo, woo.
Bucks are off tonight. They're at Orlando tomorrow night at 6 p.m. The Badger men's basketball team will host Minnesota tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on Peacock. Tonight, the college football playoff semifinals continue.
This is it. This is the football games.
Number 7 Notre Dame taking on number 6 Penn State at the Capital One Orange Bowl. That game at 6:30 on ESPN. Then tomorrow night, it's the other semifinal, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, featuring number 8 Ohio State taking on number 5 Texas. That is also on ESPN tomorrow night at 6:30. Winner of those two games will face off Monday, January 20th in the College Football Playoff National Championship. Sticking with college football, former Badger and Miami quarterback Tyler Van Dyke has now committed to SMU, according to his agent. The fifth-year quarterback entering the transfer portal after he appeared in just 3 games this fall with the Badgers. He got injured during the Alabama game, September 14th. Didn't make a return, but he's going to move and take his talents to SMU. NFL wildcard weekend will start on Saturday. Chargers, Texans in Houston. 3:30 on CBS and Paramount Plus. Then you've got Pittsburgh at Baltimore. That game at 7 o'clock on Amazon Prime. Sunday, Denver at Buffalo at noon on CBS and Paramount Plus. Then the afternoon game, of course, Packers in Philly to take on the Eagles. That game at 3:30 on Fox. And then the night game on Sunday will be Washington at Tampa Bay, 7 o'clock on NBC and Peacock. Jordan Love, of course, leaving the regular season finale against the Bears after he banged.
But he's okay, right?
He's okay. He's all right. He banged his right elbow, said the numbness that he experienced in his hand during the game has gone away, but his elbow is still a bit sore. He said, yes, it's more my elbow recovering from that, but he'll play. He'll start. I'm not too worried about that. By the way, the final game of the NFL wildcard weekend will be, of course, Monday night, where the Vikings will be in L.A. to take on the Rams at 7 o'clock on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Plus. And, of course, with that game in L.A., as the wildfires continue to devastate a lot of areas across Los Angeles, the NFL monitoring the situation and the impact on Monday night's wildcard playoff game between the Vikings and the Rams at SoFi Stadium. They do have a contingency plan, which would be to move the game to Arizona. In a statement released last night, the NFL said it continues to prepare for the game to be played at SoFi Stadium, but if it has to be moved, it would take place Monday night, same night. It's not going to suffer a postponement, and it'll be at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, the home of the Arizona Cardinals.
So bad. It's just so bad. Ugh. I mean, that's a fact of life out there, right? Wildfires, but this is like
it's in town. I mean, you think of wildfires, they're out in the, the forest somewhere, like or up in the hills. I mean, these are like in neighborhoods.
Now there's another one that broke out. Now there's 5 fires. Ugh.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to sleep theory and some Daughtry in a bit. And again, if you want to get in touch with us, visit the website, rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Oh, Christmas tree, why are you still out on my curb? I never read all my emails with all the tree removal details. My Christmas tree still in the street makes me look dumb to my neighbors.
Ours got picked up right away, and I don't think it was by the city. I think it was by just some dudes looking to feed the goats on their farm.
Mine's still outside.
January
but it was just this weekend.
17th in La Crosse, the city will come by and pick it up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
No tinsel, no garland, no ornaments, all that crap. In Eau Claire, the Green Waste Facility on Jeffers Road will take your Christmas tree. They have a Merry Munch program that they do, and they'll do that till the... yeah, you can take it there until the end of January. So you got until the 31st.
That's cool.
Mondays from 10 until 6. Wednesdays 10 until 6. Looks like check their hours. The Eau Claire City website. But yeah, they'll take your Christmas tree as part of their free holiday tree recycling Merry Mulch program in Eau Claire through the end of January.
That's nice.
And in La Crosse, you got till the 17th of January if you want the city to come by and pick it up.
Okay.
Tonight, the series premiere of the reboot of Hollywood Squares. Back-to-back episodes on CBS. Drew Barrymore will be the center square. And former NFL wide receiver Nate Burleson will be your host. No more Shadow Stevens.
Okay.
Also, the 3rd season premiere of The Traitors on Peacock. New limited series on on Netflix called American Primeval. Starring Taylor Kitsch as a tracker who reluctantly helps to guide Betty Gilpin and her son through the mountains in the mid-1800s in the Old West. Jimmy Fallon's going to be talking to Cameron Diaz tonight.
Is that a hair gel?
Along with Jamie Foxx and Gabriel Iglesias, who's got a new comedy special on Netflix. Timothy Chalamet going to be on with Kimmel.
My gosh. I haven't seen the movie, but I've
Bob
seen
Dylan.
But I've seen, a lot of clips or whatever. Dude, the amount of time and effort and everything put into that movie. 5 years. 5 years.
A complete unknown.
He sings,
Yep.
plays guitar, the whole thing, harmonica, and it took takes and takes and takes and takes and takes and takes to get it right. It's amazing.
Also with Kimmel, the Lumineers. Stephen Colbert is going to be talking to Ben Stiller tonight.
You said bomb on an airplane.
What's wrong with saying bomb on an airplane?
You can't say bomb on an airplane.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
You can milk anything with nipples. I have nipples, Greg. Seth Meyers is going to be talking to Sebastian Stan. That's what's on the boob tube tonight. Of course, college football returns with Notre Dame taking on Penn State, 6:30 on ESPN. Semifinal. Tomorrow night, another one. Then the College Football National Championship on the 20th. We watched a movie. I've seen it before. It's called Frozen.
Not like Frozen.
No, it's not the sing-along, Let It Go, Olaf. I like Hugs. Frozen.
Too bad, because that's a great movie.
Good. No, this one is set in New England, and it's like 2 guys and a girl. One guy and the girl are dating.
Is this the ski thing?
Yeah.
Are they stuck on the thing?
Yeah. And they go to the ski hill, and they get stuck on the chairlift.
Yes.
As the ski hill closes down at night.
Death.
Yeah.
Freezing.
I had seen it years ago, but only once, and I didn't really remember. I remember the plot and the gist of it, and it doesn't work out so well for some of the people stuck on the chairlift. But the wife had never seen it, apparently. So, and Sean Ashmore, who shares my wife's maiden name, last name at least, is in the movie, one of the stars. So, but yeah, a highly implausible situation, to say the least. getting stuck on a chairlift.
All right, they go all go home. Everybody goes home.
Well, they just close down the ski lift. There's no ranger. There's nobody up there doing one last run, checking on people. There's nobody. Like, the ski lift closes during the week. Are you kidding me? It's Sunday afternoon. They're going to just close the ski lift. They're not going to open during the week when there's new, fresh snow coming in. Come on, man. Give me a break. Do you know anything about ski lifts?
All I did was watch.
And I don't even ski.
Footage of
the fires.
Yeah.
That's
all I did last night.
It was hard. I had to tear myself away from it because I was watching a lot of it on different news services and stuff yesterday, and it's riveting, but torture porn in a weird way.
Yeah,
weather
nightmare,
porn, like the Jim Cantori stuff when the
Poor
floods.
People. I mean, 130,000 people are evacuated.
Coming up a bit later on, we've got Office Cora joining us just after 8 o'clock to let us know what's happening in the 715 this weekend. Also, Karen of the Day.
Oh, and make sure you go to rockmornings.com and sign up for date night because we're going to pick 2 winners tomorrow. 2 people are going to win pizza and movies.
And again, as I mentioned, if you're trying to get in touch with us via text this morning, it's probably not going to work. Something's wonky with our texting. So if you want to get in touch with us, shoot us an email instead.
It's easy.
Brian at rockmornings.com or Gene at rockmornings.com. Welcome to the jungle. It's Guns N' Roses.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Greetings. I am Postbot 3000, your highly advanced postal clerk replacement. Please place your package on the scale. Oh, wait. I am rebooting for no reason. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. What's in the package? Never mind. I don't actually care. Now calculating your total. Processing. Slowly. Still processing. Thank you for your patience. It's only 11 minutes longer than your lunch break. Have a nice day. Next.
What's this?
New survey / report says that 41%, almost half of employers, intend to downsize their workforce as AI automates certain tasks. The first to go could include postal service clerks, the guy at the counter, executive secretaries, so somebody in the office answering the phone, writing down your messages,
copying this, shipping that, doing this,
and payroll clerks.
But payroll clerk,
like people who do payroll.
Well, not HR people necessarily, but,
no,
just somebody
people who
just
do whoever's in the accounting department that maybe does payroll. On the plus side, I guess if you want to look for a silver lining to the dark cloud of AI, companies will be looking to hire new workers with skills to design AI tools. This is from the World Economic Forum survey that came out yesterday. Hundreds of large companies surveyed all around the world. 77% of them also said they were planning to reskill and upskill their existing workers between 2025 and 2030 to better work alongside AI. Advances in AI and renewable energy are reshaping the labor market, driving an increase in demand for many technology or specialist roles while driving a decline for others such as graphic designers. Yeah, I mean, we were watching that movie and one of the ads was, these filters and AI stuff that you can do with all your photos. And I mean, it just gets out of hand. And it's like, is anybody creating anything anymore other than putting in some words into a GPT or whatever you want to call it and letting it spew out whatever art it decides is what you're looking for?
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
Postal service clerks, executive secretaries, payroll clerks are among jobs that employers expect to experience the fastest decline in numbers in the coming years, whether due to the spread of AI or other trends. The report says, quote, the presence of both graphic designers and legal secretaries just outside the top 10 fastest declining job roles, a first-time prediction not seen in previous editions of the Future of Jobs report, may illustrate Gen AI's increasing capacity to perform knowledge work.
Well, I'll tell you, I appreciate as a consumer, and that's just, the way it is now, and it's awesome, is when you return something and you get the QR code and you go to ship it and you just do it yourself. You walk in, you have the scan, it's an automatic thing, you drop it in the thing and you walk out. It's a 2-minute interaction, and
That's fine until you have a problem.
Well, of course.
And
but
then where is somebody I want to talk to?
Right, but
And
the simplification of that, standing in line, having to wait, talk to somebody, do the thing, enter your stuff. The fact that I can go in, scan the thing, and drop it in a thing is, as a consumer, it's awesome.
As a person who has shipped things before from a UPS store and stood in line, I don't mind that too much, but it does look nice when the person with the Amazon return just comes in, drops it in the
That's what I'm
Amazon thing,
saying.
and then walks out.
If you have to ship, I get that, right? It's a box, you're doing the thing, it's all packed. There's a different process for that. But as far as the returns like that, Amazon or almost anybody anymore with returns, it's awesome.
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
Also in this Future of Jobs report, AI skills increasingly in demand. Go figure. Close to 70% of companies are planning to hire new workers with skills to design AI tools and enhancement. 62% of companies intend to recruit more people with skills to better work alongside AI, according to the latest survey, which was conducted last year.
My name is Marcus Wright. You think you're human? I am human.
You're not human. So, if you're like me and you're anti-AI and anti-technology, at least this kind of technology, start digging ditches, because the world's always going to need ditch diggers, right?
And firefighters, apparently.
Firefighters, mechanics. I don't know, the robots fixing your car yet? They may be able to diagnose it, but in terms of fixing it, I suppose if you're driving all robotic cars, it'll drive itself back to the factory and some robot will fix it.
When you were watching the fire stuff, did you see the planes that went out, that go out and pick up the water off the top of the...
Drop it on, yeah.
Off the ocean? I had never seen that footage before.
You're like, can we just run a big giant-ass hose from the ocean to L.A. and just shoot it with...
They're like sitting on top of the water. Yeah, it's fascinating.
We've got Offspring coming up in just a bit. Again, rockmornings.com for all our contact info. The texting may be a little wonky today. We apologize.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Offspring gone away on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. If you haven't seen this story yet, this is pretty cool. Obviously, the wildfires in California are destructive. People are dying. They're losing their homes. They're losing their businesses. They're losing everything. But a woman named Annie Harvelitz, I think is how you pronounce her name. Harvelitz.
What's she doing?
Taking in pets displaced by the Palisades fire near Malibu, specifically. Mm-hmm. She runs 2 vet clinics in the area.
All right.
One of them was empty, apparently, at the time. So she posted on Facebook offering to take in any pets that had to be evacuated. Says tons of people have reached out for help the past couple of days, but more, she says, even the best part about it is even more people have reached out to offer help.
Like, I'll also take in some animals that are...
If you got to go stay with a relative, or you got to go stay with a family member or a hotel or somewhere out of town, and you're just sort of like, I have nothing. I have my phone, I have my car, I have my keys, and that's about it. My wallet and my dogs, my kids, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't have any clothes. I don't have any of my belongings. I'm just, I need a place to stay. I can't go to work. But I can't bring my dog with me everywhere I go. So this woman is working to help fix that situation. If you want to donate, by the way, obviously here in Wisconsin, we're not there to be able to physically help her, but you can go to the website, animalwellnessfoundation.org, animalwellnessfoundation.org, and you can donate there to help her house and take care of some of these displaced pets as people deal with the wildfires in California. This story came out in November, but the Today Show just did a big feature on it, so it's back in the news. There's a 50-year-old guy named Vamar Hunter, and he's apparently been going to a bakery in Chicago called Gimme Some Sugar, and kind of fell in love with the owner of the store. Her name is Lenore. Super nice lady, welcoming, great customer service. Yeah. Obviously, the bakery probably has some really good stuff in there if this guy's going. Vamar, by the way, who was adopted, apparently decided to take a DNA test, do one of these 23andMe type things, right?
Yes.
Randomly turned out that Lenore was his birth mother.
Shut up.
The woman at the bakery that he'd been
Shut
going
up.
to had him when she was 17 and had no idea that he was her son.
No.
They found out back in 2022, then became close. Apparently, she had a stroke a few months afterwards, so he started helping out at the business to help keep it afloat. And now he works there full-time, quit his job in April of last year, and he's like helping her run the store.
I called him from the bakery line because I wasn't sure, who he was or anything.
Give me some sugar pops up. I didn't order anything. I'm thinking, why? I'm like, Miss Lenore? Like, yeah. I'm like, this is for Mars.
Just screaming.
Yeah,
We're just like screaming.
We're just
screaming.
Oh my
We're just
God.
like, oh my goodness, no! No! Are you kidding? No!
I started seeing like, oh, the little wise cracking thing. Yeah. I got somebody to blame for that now.
We are so much alike, it is crazy.
This world is full of people that don't do good things, And it just so happens that my mother is a pillar of the community.
I can't explain it. It almost feels like I have never been away from him.
I just wanted to have a nice little neighborhood place where people didn't have to be served through bulletproof glass, and they could be treated like humans, like people. 2008, Give Me Some Sugar, opening up that store. This guy going in there, getting baked goods. I don't know what he's buying, donuts and croissants and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And found out June 22nd, not long after a genealogist uncovered their relationship. Hunter Bamar wanted to help his mom keep the business going, so he learned how to bake. Didn't know anything about baking, and gluten-free people, it is a difficult thing to learn and to perfect. I mean, we can make spaghetti and mac and cheese and hot dogs.
Cooking and baking are two totally different things.
Anybody who's ever worked in a kitchen knows that. Yeah, two totally different things. She, by the way, had some seizures and apparently found out she had some cancer. Now cancer-free, has mostly stepped away from the day-to-day business at Give Me Some Sugar, but he plans to keep his mom's business in the neighborhood and to help build on her success after finding out that the woman working behind the counter at his favorite bakery was his birth mom. Crazy.
Very crazy.
Small world, huh? Rock Mornings, Brian and Gene. We've got music coming up in just a bit from Alice in Chains.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Cloudy today with a high near 30. Same thing tomorrow. Looks like about 30 on Saturday, 27-ish. And then maybe some snow on Sunday, less than an inch expected. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. I know this is a stupid question. But what gives you anxiety? What, daily activity? Obviously flying, caves, all those things. I'm well aware of those things. But, some daily activity, like brushing your teeth or taking the dogs for, what is it that's just sort of a normal thing that everybody does every day?
That stresses me out?
That, not necessarily stress, but gives you anxiety, causes you to pause and be as opposed to just, it being a part of your routine. Is there anything?
Sometimes driving.
Driving?
I mean, not to and from work, but if I have to...
Where there's a lot of extra cars?
Yes. Sometimes that. I'm trying to think. I guess that might be about it that I can think of that's, other than,
Meetings?
I was just going to say meetings. Things like that.
The boss saying,
right.
Hey, I need to...
The unavoidable work situations that...
Anything work-related. Work is terrible. There's a college in England that's offering classes to the younger generation on how to make phone calls. Because apparently talking on the phone...
Super stressful.
Is apparently very stressful and anxiety-ridden.
That's true.
The main focuses are on phone etiquette and phone confidence. The homework includes calling restaurants to ask what time they close instead of Googling it.
Mm-hmm.
They also have to call stores and ask if something's in stock. The term, by the way, telephobia, sounds pretty descriptive there. But it's at Nottingham College in England. The class mentioned a poll from last year that found 70% of people under the age of 35 prefer texting. 23% said they never answer the phone. A quarter of people in this survey said they never answer the phone. There's about 7 people that can call me.
And
I will answer. About 7. My wife, you, Donut, my friend Jess, my friend Chakas, like all my friends, my friend Brian, anybody else, like from work.
I'm different.
Even if it's a number I have on my phone.
You'll wait to see
like
what
a
the
business
was.
Or somebody. Yeah, I'll just text me, dude. Just text me.
I probably answer more than you, but I understand this because
you have young people.
I have young people. And think about it. They didn't grow up with a landline. They never had to call, they didn't have to pick up the phone to do anything like that. So it's
the
rough.
importance of the landline to people our age. You know what I mean? And then when I was younger, you get your own ring, where the phone would ring differently, so you knew it was specifically for you and your mom. You didn't have to suffer the embarrassment of mom or dad answering the phone and talking to your friends. In order to do something
with your friends, you either had to go to their house and find them or call them.
Or see them in school and set it up in advance,
You couldn't just
but the phone call was
say, hey, you want to go to Starbucks now, right? And a text.
But yeah, college in England offering classes on how to make phone calls.
What the hell is happening? I blew up the building. Why? Because you made a phone call.
Don't blow up the building just for making a phone call. One student said, phone calls are hard because you have to talk off the cuff. She said texting is easier because you can think about the right way to approach someone. An older and wiser 28-year-old named Kyle said he used to have telephobia, but learned you have to know what you're going to say before you start the call. Now that he's used to it, it just sort of flows naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why you make the call, because you know what you need to call about. If you're calling to talk to a friend, it's no different than texting. Like, hey, what are you up to? I don't know, nothing. What
that's why these exercises are interesting, right? Calling a business to see what time they close or if they have this, whatever, on the menu or what. Because all the answers are on the internet, so they don't have to have those conversations to find that information.
True. I do say, or I will say that a lot of times businesses don't update their hours in a timely fashion on their websites or social media pages. So that phone
You're
call.
You're going on that information, right?
Right. You go there and you're like, or they don't have it listed, right? Or maybe a change for the holidays or a change for vacation or something along those lines. So you call just to check and make sure.
E.T. phone. Well, and for that, at least for my people, think about, they can make a doctor's appointment online.
Oh, yeah. The My Chart, all that stuff.
So, the thought of, calling to make their own dentist appointment or doctor's appointment, even to talk to, somebody that's providing exchange, it causes them a lot of, stress because they're not used to that.
I'd much rather call and talk to a live person on the other end if I'm scheduling an appointment rather than do it online and just hope for the best. Because the other thing is, when you're doing stuff with texting and online, they send you so many goddamn text messages and emails and crap. It's like, Jesus Christ, I don't need 8,000 reminders, bro. I called. I know what time the appointment is.
That doesn't bother them.
Oof. Not me, man. Wish I could opt out of that. Sports coming up in a bit. Also some Alice in Chains.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
AIC Man in the Box on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Bucks got a nice win over the Spurs last night, 121-105. They are off tonight. Bucks will be in Orlando to take on the Magic tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Badgers tomorrow night at 6 o'clock take on Minnesota. That game will be on Peacock, men's basketball.
Yeah.
Trying to win, I think, their 5th in a row. College football playoff semifinal at the Capital One Orange Bowl tonight. Notre Dame taking on Penn State. That's at 6:30 on ESPN. The other college football playoff semifinal is tomorrow night on ESPN at 6:30, featuring Ohio State and Texas. Winner of those two games will face off in the College Football Playoff National Championship on Monday, January 20th. NFL wildcard action this weekend starts on Saturday with 2 games, 3 games on Sunday, and then 1 game on Monday. Jordan Love says the numbness in his arm seems to be gone, but still a little bit sore after getting banged up on Sunday against the Bears.
His elbow? His, funny bone? Is that the...
Which is what I thought. When you see a guy going like this, it's shaking it out. It usually tends to be some kind of nerve thing. NHL postponing the Kings home game against the Calgary Flames yesterday with several massive wildfires still burning across the greater LA area. The Kings and Flames scheduled to play Wednesday night, last night at the Kings downtown arena. The NBA's Lakers are scheduled to host the Charlotte Hornets in the same arena tonight. I have not seen any news on that game yet, but the Kings said tickets for their postponed game would be good for the rescheduled date, which has not been set yet.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
The NHL is going to do that hockey in Florida, outdoors.
In Florida?
Yeah, they're going to figure it out.
Well, they can make the ice.
Play outdoor games in Florida for the first time next season, hosting matchups in Miami and Tampa. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman told ESPN that next year's Winter Classic will feature the Florida Panthers against the New York Rangers January 2nd at Lone Depot Park, home of Major League Baseball's Miami Marlins. Gary Bettman also said next season's Stadium Series game will be played between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins on February 1st at Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of the NFL. And the Capitals beat the Vancouver Canucks last night 2-1. Alexander Ovechkin, however, held without a goal for the second game in a row, remains at 872. He is 23 away from breaking Gretzky's NHL career record. Getting closer, though. Got Breaking Benjamin on the way, some Seether as well. I got a message from Cody. Said, work, LOL. A text, when I think he was referring to when I said stress. Work. I don't answer work calls. He said, a text is straightforward. Calling leads to extra topics and long conversations that aren't needed or wanted. I will say the nice thing about a text, in sort of the same vein as that, if someone sends you a text and you respond and then they respond and you don't want to be a part of it anymore, you just don't text back. With a phone call, it's like trying to go, I got to go. And then you're rude or what, And like with the text, though, it's just assume that, okay, well, I was driving or I got busy or something happened or whatever. And there's no real like hard feelings about that, right? On the other end.
I mean, we're not discussing whether texting is efficient or it shouldn't be. We're just, the point is that people are losing their ability to have the conversations and the skill set to do that. And I will say that there's sometimes where the inflection of a text you don't understand.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it comes off
what you're trying to convey emotionally. Yeah.
Yes, it can be misunderstood, and where that wouldn't happen if you were actually speaking to someone as often.
Office Cora going to join us just after 8 o'clock. Let us know what's happening in the 715 this weekend. Also, Karen of the Day. We'll get to that in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Karen. You what? Why did you do that? Why did you do that, Karen?
She's alarming but disarming and a really very charming modern girl.
Karen.
Uh-oh.
They're everywhere, Gene. They're mad and they're not going to take it anymore. They've had it up to here.
It's not a parking spot. It's not a Vente Grande situation. Is it a budger? A line budger? Does it have anything to do with a food order? And it's not transportation. It's not a plane.
Ding.
It's a plane. It's transportation. A train, a plane, an automobile.
Plane. What is this Karen upset about at the airport?
Oh, at the airport. Not on the plane. At the airport. Lines. Shoes. Taking off my shoes. I'm mad about the shoes. Am I mad? So this isn't a security thing? This is a... You took the outlet where I was going to charge my phone. I don't know.
A racist woman upset that her bag was deemed 5 pounds too heavy.
Well, it's heavy. It's heavy.
Responded with a meltdown, profanely berating 2 Southwest Airlines employees just doing their jobs. The scene transpired on Sunday at the Indianapolis International Airport, and even though the passenger, Whitney Kayla Wyatt, who's 30 years old, was accompanied by 2 small children, assuming her children, as you'll hear in the clip, she did not hold back after being asked to remove some items from her bag and the old tags that were attached to it. Not too much of an ask. Look, it's 5 pounds overweight. Take a few things out, take the old tags off, and we'll take care of it. She probably had a
50
carry-on.
pounds is 50 pounds. As much as I don't like that, right? But that's the deal. That's why you put it on a scale before you leave the house.
In the clip, which is heavily edited because she drops a lot of bad words.
Jeez.
Go ahead and being an effing C word, directing her insults at a black employee. Then she says, stupid ass effing N-word ass bitch. I need to get on my flight. Here is 30-year-old Whitney Kayla Wyatt.
I work at a law firm. Do not come at me like that. Don't say first of all. I am freaking out right now. Look, I have 2 small children. I have a dog. Look, hey. No, look, ma'am. I have 2 small children and a dog, and my child came here for a very important surgery that he couldn't have. I really need help. Go ahead and be a ass bitch. I need to get on my flight.
Didn't work out too well for Whitney and her big glasses and her white privilege.
I've been there. I lost my cool once at an airport when the kids were little and we were traveling and there was the 3 of us and it was
stressful. I get it.
It was. I did. I lost my cool. Was it deserved? In my opinion, for sure.
To their credit, these Southwest Airlines employees kept their cool throughout the ordeal. Police say they gave her several warnings, verbal warnings to stop, which she refused to do. She was eventually arrested, charged with disorderly conduct and resisting law enforcement.
Escalated it.
Continued pulling her arms away, began to drop her weight, trying to fall to the ground while officers were attempting to put her arms behind her back. She continuously screamed obscenities at the officers and yelled loudly throughout the entire encounter.
Get it together. I bet she
went nuts, calling them names. Police were called. We could hear her screaming as they escorted her off the property. So she had a temper tantrum, just like one of her kids would do.
Yes. And she may not work at that law firm anymore. She references.
I'm guessing she's going to lose her job if it's a legitimate job at a law firm. They're going to see that and be one. We don't want no part of that. So what? You work at a law firm? Who gives a rat's ass? What does that get you? You're not the president.
I don't know.
You're nobody.
Throw it out there.
You know how many people work at a law firm? There's the lady at the front desk. There's an intern. There's lawyers. There's all sorts of people. You could be a janitor at a law firm. Who knows?
Well, I
work at a law firm.
Relevance is that?
Well, and you got to assume now the kids are going to get, if a family member didn't get called, they're probably Child Protective Services is going to get involved, and your life just got a whole lot worse because you had a little temper tantrum over 5 extra pounds in your bag. 5 pounds. That's what you had a meltdown over. And again, traveling, very stressful.
Very. And
all that.
Sounds like they were.
And if the
there
kid
for
legit has a surgery that he needs, and yeah. But dude, having the meltdown.
Just take some stuff out of the suitcase and
just take a couple of pounds out. I just watched Meet the Fockers. Ben Stiller, just in that empty airport, that lady, he just took it, right? Until he got on the plane. Then
just
he
throw out a pair. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, throw out a pair of jeans and call it good.
It'd be one thing if she was just saying the F word, right? Because I say the F word all the time, right? I'm
but the name calling and
and the racism of it all
that's
too.
What I mean.
I mean, like that's
terrible.
going to.
Terrible.
Okay. Now that you called me the N word, now I will take. Now I get it. Now you mean business, Mrs. Lawyer Lady. Now I get it. Okay, you've got your point across. Thank you. I didn't quite understand until you called me the N word. Then I really picked up on that. Jesus Christ. Karen of the day having a meltdown at the airport over 5 extra pounds in her bag. 5 pounds. It's like a couple of bottles of water, right?
Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, you have to make decisions at that moment because in order to do it,
maybe you got to
really throw away a pair of jeans, or you have to.
Really heavy sweater in there, or something like that.
You just got to do what you got to do.
5 pounds.
Or you don't fly.
Oofta. Brutal. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, Karen of the day. Whitney. That's a Karen name, right? You see a Whitney coming, you're like, uh-oh. Especially with, did you see her glasses?
I didn't see any.
You see a lady like that with the face and neck tattoos and the glasses and the name Whitney, oh, yeah. You know something's going down.
Law firm.
Probably had her
That's what I thought.
Grain-free coffee and her sustainable mug or whatever. Oh, yeah, I'm sure she had it all. Grain-free, eco-friendly coffee. Oh, yeah. gluten-free banana nut muffin or something. I am gluten-free.
Hey.
Listen, I am gluten-free.
Celiac is real.
I should be getting on this plane. I don't care. I'm gluten-free, okay?
Yeah,
it's a thing. Google it.
It is.
I'm just saying the pointlessness of telling people that you work at a law firm is just like telling people you're gluten-free. No one cares. You can't get on the plane with the 5 extra pounds in your bag. Take it out. Big dummy. It's Local H.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Local H bound for the floor on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Starting to clear up, lighten up. Going to be about 30 today. Mix of sun and clouds. Same thing tomorrow. Right around 27 on Saturday. Then upper 20s, maybe low 30s on Sunday with some flurries possible. Got a text from Dean. Said if my carry-on bag was 5 pounds over, I'd put 2 pairs of jeans on, an extra shirt out of the bag.
That's what I'm saying.
Until it was 5 pounds.
I'll just wear another hoodie.
Text from Joe said people do that kind of stuff and have meltdowns. It happens when it becomes a racial thing. Then they need to be banned from those things and deal with it. Yeah, my guess is she's not going to be welcome at the Indianapolis airport anymore. Whitney's going to have to fly out of somewhere else.
Or maybe her job, too, also.
Also probably going to be without a job. Yeah. Hey, look, dude, I had a mini meltdown towards the end of COVID. It happened when I was buying tickets. I went into the ticket office. I didn't have a mask on because the mask restrictions had been lifted, but they apparently on their campus had mask restrictions.
And
they were behind bulletproof glass, one of these things, you know what I mean, where like they have the little window and then there's a little thing where you slide the ticket.
Melted down.
And she said, I can't sell you the tickets until you put a mask on. I'm like, I don't have a mask. And she handed me one in a plastic bag through the thing, and I was like, Jesus effing Christ. I was like, you people disgust me. So I put the stupid mask on.
You did, though.
Oh, I did. No, I did. Because I had to buy it was a present for my wife and her mom. And so I was like, I'm not going to, like.
I have to do that.
I'm not one of those people where I'm going to, like, die on a hill over some stupid mask thing. I'll put it on for you. But as soon as I was done as soon as I got the tickets in my hand, I took the mask off, breathed on it, coughed on it, and then I slid it under there. And I said, you're welcome for saving your life. And then I left.
So you had a mini.
And I, oh, yeah. And it was.
This lady.
It was nowhere near what this lady went through. I'm just saying, like, I understand, like, getting to a point where you're ready to, like, explode.
They made a movie about that.
They made several movies about that. That one with Russell Crowe, boy, he goes off the deep end. Yeah. I do that in my car every time I drive. I mean, I'm a legitimate psychopath.
He does go off the deep end.
Behind the wheel. But I will not, like, I'm not going to come to your house and try to kill you.
I know.
But I'll let loose. I'll say some stuff in the car. Like, I say some of the most foul, profane things you've ever heard. Behind the wheel with the windows up in my own vehicle. And that's how I release the anger. I'm not,
A couple movies about that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Douglas falling down. Had enough. Wanted his breakfast. Why doesn't it look like that on the menu? Why you serve me this pizza crap burger? Why can't it? Just once. I've said this many, many times. Just once. Just one time, occasionally. And this covers all fast food or any restaurant for that matter.
Well,
whatever you show us in the commercial, just once, just one time in my life, I just want that to come out.
Well, of course.
I'm happy with the crap. I'm happy with the mushy crap with not enough of this and too much of that and it's cold and not cooked right. I'm happy. I'm fine with that. But just one time, you want that big, honking, giant burger that you see with all the juiciness and everything and it's fresh and delicious. Just one time, just a surprise. And you'd be like, oh, my God, I got it. I got the golden ticket. You'd be like Willy Wonka.
Before and all the pictures on the internet. Although I would take anything right now.
I mean, if someone wants to bring me a
I don't care
burrito or whatever it is. Yeah.
Legitimately hungry today.
Well, my firefighter guys, they started some kind of group chat, but I haven't seen any pictures. So I don't know what's going on here. Are they sharing pictures without me? My guys, I told you about that. I wanted to be a part of a little group where they share pictures of, like, extra frosting and stuff.
I know.
I haven't gotten any pictures, but there's a group started. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right. Yeah. Where am I? Okay, I'm at this.
Mm-hmm.
We got Office Cora coming up just after 8 o'clock. Bad News, Happy Music a bit later on as well. And apparently the texts are working, so feel free to text us. Head to rockmornings.com for all our contact info.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m.
Chili Pepper is giving it away on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. National Law Enforcement Day. Apparently designed to help you appreciate the challenges and stresses of law enforcement.
You went through that training, got tased, and spent some time in a squad.
I referenced that class quite often, actually.
I bet
I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. That was many years ago, but I did learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I always run into officers who are like, "Oh yeah, I was there when I tased you and all that." I'm like, "Oh, thanks for remembering." And then the officer's like, "Please slow down. Stop driving 45 miles over the speed limit." Oh yeah. Also, National Cassoulet Day. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a French dish, and it's got like mutton, and it's apparently like a stew.
Cassoulet.
Cassoulet, is that how you pronounce it? Have you ever made that? You're weird. You eat weird stuff.
I have made that, but not with
not with the traditional ingredients.
Chicken,
like lentils and stuff, right?
Chicken cassoulet
instead of mutton.
It's like a mutton.
This is some damn good mutton.
I did not make mutton.
All right. So National Cassoulet Day and Law Enforcement Day. Kate Middleton, 43, Prince William's wife, mother of his kids, Princess of Wales. She was very Googled last year. People Googled her. She had the cancer
survivor.
Yep. Carl Bell, Fuel, the guitarist for Fuel. He's 58. They were here last year. Copeland Park and Event Center. Dave Matthews of the Dave Matthews Band is also 58. Boy, just when I thought I couldn't dance, I watched Dave Matthews dance. And then I realized he also cannot dance. Have you seen him dance? Have you seen Dave? Go ahead and Google it. Do yourself
Dave
a favor.
Matthews dancing?
Yeah, go ahead and Google it. Mark Martin, NASCAR driver, rode NASCAR for Dummies. He is 66. Phil Lewis, the LA Gunsinger, is 68. J.K. Simmons is 70. You know him, of course, from the Spider-Man trilogy, J. Jonah Jameson. He was in that drumming movie. What was that drumming movie that he was in?
Mm-hmm.
He was just a crazy person in there. Now he's in those commercials.
At Farmers Insurance, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
That guy. He was in the Red One movie that came out this year with The Rock. And did you Google it or you're watching it?
I am.
Yeah, it's a sight to behold, isn't it?
It's
something.
Is he okay?
I don't think so. David Johansen is 75. You know him better as Buster Poindexter. Hot.
Ah.
Also did some acting. He was in Scrooged.
That's exactly what Attila the Hun said. But when he saw his mother, Niagara Falls. Let's get this over with.
That was a great joke.
I love that bit.
Ghost of Christmas Past in Scrooged. He, of course, was the lead singer for the New York Dolls way back in the day.
Huh.
Jimmy Page, the legend.
Yes.
81 years old today. Joan Baez, 84. Richard Nixon, born on this day in 1913. He died in 94, 37th president of the United States.
I'm not a crook.
Yeah, you are, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are.
Turns out you are.
Gilligan, Bob Denver, born on this day in 1935. He died in 05. Steve Harwell, the lead singer of Smash Mouth, my wife's favorite band. Born on this day in 1967. He died in 2023. She hates that band. And Bart Starr, born on this day in 1934.
Legend.
Go, Brad, go!
He died in 2019. On January 9th in 1959, Rawhide premiered on CBS, starring Clint Eastwood as Rowdy Yates. Rawhide.
That's all I know. It's just that.
Rawhide, black and white cowboy show. 1984, 41 years ago today, Van Halen released their sixth album, aptly titled 1984, which featured all of their hits, Jump, Panama, I'll Wait, and Hot for Teacher.
It's
Give me
hard
something
for me
to write on,
sometimes
man.
to not include that, like when you get asked what was the best concert you were ever at.
Van Halen, 1984.
It's hard for me. I don't usually say that one because there's a lot of them, but that was...
That was the prime.
It was
the prime.
Was amazing.
2000, 25 years ago today, Malcolm in the Middle premiered on Fox. 2007, just 18 years ago today, Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone.
How? When?
18 years ago today, 2007. In the first 10 years of the iPhone being available, Apple sold more than 1.2 billion iPhones worldwide in the first 10 years of its availability.
I'm sure.
And 3 years ago today, in 2022, Bob Saget died in his was found dead in his Florida hotel room in the middle of his stand-up tour. 65. He had fallen, hit his head, and died of his injuries.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob Saget!
There's a guy, I don't know if you've ever seen this. It's called Tourette's, guys. Anybody seen this? Okay, this is really messed up. 'Cause that's my name. Okay, there's a guy, and that's a real disorder. I do benefits for it. Okay, Bob, great save. What happened? There's this guy called Tourette's guy, and instead of saying F you or goddamn it, he says my name. He goes, Bob Saget.
That's true.
Dressed up as Tourette's guy for Halloween one year.
Mm-hmm.
Not too many people got that costume, but that's okay. That was for me. That one was for me because I love those videos. There you go. Some stuff that happened on January 9th along with some birthdays. We'll get to Office Cora in just a couple of minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Big thanks to Toma Tom, who texted me. Whiplash is the name of the movie with
Yeah, I knew it was a W,
J.K.
and I was going to
Simmons.
look it up, and then I stopped.
Yeah, the drumming movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I knew it existed, and I think I told you this. I was in Milwaukee with my wife on a conference. She went to a conference, and I went with her. And I went to a brewery one morning, and I was just sitting there by myself having beers. I was literally the only person there drinking beers at 11 in the morning,
And it
whatever.
was on?
And it was on the TV, and I had never watched it because I was like, I don't know, it's a movie about drummers, whatever, I don't care. And then I saw him the closed captioning was on, and I'm reading the words, and I'm like, oh snap, this dude's going off. Yelling at this dude, I got to watch this movie. He's cursing his ass out.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and watched it, and I was not let down. Office Cora joining us on the phone. Have you ever seen the movie Whiplash starring J.K. Simmons?
That was a great movie.
Yeah, I don't know. The movie itself was fine, but I was more into the yelling at people and his hands bleeding and all that stuff. I like watching people get punished. I don't know. I got a weird fetish.
How were your holidays, Cora? They good?
Oh, they were pretty good, but you know how my current life situation, I didn't have anyone to kiss at midnight.
What? I thought you had a boyfriend.
And well, long distance. My lips aren't that long, Brian. So I had to think of something else. My roommates and I, one of my roommates thought of this idea where you sit under a table and eat 12 grapes in 12 seconds, and it's supposed to bring an abundant year. Problem number one, we were at the VFW.
Do they have grapes there?
Yeah. I think the real problem with the VFW is the lack of grapes. Not so much the tables. You probably got plenty of tables, but there's probably not many grapes.
We each brought a little baggie of grapes. Midnight comes, we're under a table, chomping them down, and I had one of my friends on standby as an official Heimlicher, just in case one goes down the wrong way or something.
Who knew that the VFW was BYOG, bring your own grapes?
And I found out later, this is actually a tradition in Spain, but they don't sit on the floor. They don't go under a table. They don't scarf them down in 12 seconds. It all got kind of swirled around in the TikTok world.
Yeah, just
so
like the whole thing with the pointer finger and the pinky, where it's supposed to be 1% of the population can do it.
Everybody can do
it. Have you heard this one yet, Office Cora? The pinky and the pointer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you do it? Can do that.
Everybody can do it. It's more like 35% of the public, but the idiots on TikTok want you to believe that only 1% of people can do it, and then you do it and you're like, oh, I'm cool, I'm special, and no, you're not.
No,
you're not that special.
You're not.
Well, you know what? I think you guys are cool and special, but I just want to say I think this whole thing backfired because so far this year I've had bronchitis. I've just got diagnosed with tendinitis, which is very painful. I backed Rosie, my car, into the side of my garage. All because I sat under a table scarfing down grapes at midnight.
What I
will not be doing that.
So is that some Spanish? It's a Spanish tradition to sit under a table and eat grapes?
So what I'm seeing on the internet, Cora, is that the grape thing isn't that you're going to necessarily have a good year and be prosperous. It's that you're going to fall in love. So the car backing up and the tendinitis and all the bronchitis doesn't matter if your heart is beating for someone special.
Oh, wait, are you joking with me right now?
No, I'm reading it right now.
You went under a table at the VFW to eat grapes and you didn't Google it first?
Life around right now.
You got to Google these things before you get underneath the table, Cora. Seriously. Google them because you might end up with something else in your mouth that you're not ready for. I'm just saying.
Fall in love, not the good not good luck necessarily, but...
Interesting.
This is the year. This is the year.
Well, hopefully it turns around and the living situation, everything good there? How are we doing with your weird boarding house? Do we have new roommates?
Yes. I have a full house right now. I have 2 nurses and a dude.
2 nurses and a dude. Does the dude have a job, or is he just a dude?
He has a job, and in his lease, I have written that he's in charge of lawn care, snow removal, and cleaning my cat's litter box.
Wow.
It's the best.
You can write that into a lease?
Not legally, I'm sure.
Well, it's in my lease. I don't know. I type up stuff. Whatever I decide on throwing in.
And it is so bohemian at your house.
It
man.
is really
just sort of whatever.
What about a
floats
dead
my
mouse? Is he in charge of dead mice?
Ew, no. I don't know. I haven't seen one yet.
How about a pickle jar? Does he have to open a pickle jar?
One of the nurses works overnights, and she is from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and she didn't bring a car or anything, so she's just riding a bike. Like 7 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock in the morning, she bikes a mile to the hospital, and that just seems crazy to me.
That is crazy.
You know.
It doesn't seem crazy.
It
is
the best
crazy.
idea she's ever had.
Well, best of luck to her. I hope that that all works out. She's lucky there hasn't been any real weather coming anytime soon to our area. But Office Cora joining us on the phone every Thursday to talk about things that are happening in the 715 over the weekend. Office Cora, what's happening up in the Eau Claire area this weekend?
Well, we are having the Downtown Winters Farmers Market.
Ooh.
And it's only once a month, but it's coming this weekend. You have local vegetables, mushrooms, meats, eggs. I don't know, we might have to take out a second mortgage to buy eggs now, but still, they have fresh eggs, hummus, baba ganoush. I had to say it just because it's so fun to say. And maple syrup, beverages, dog treats, anything you want. So it's pretty cool.
So is it outdoors? Where is the market, the farmer's market?
Yes, it is outdoors down at Phoenix Park.
Phoenix Park outdoors. And is that just on Saturday or?
It is the second Saturday of each month until April 12th.
Okay, and then it goes to a regular weekend thing. Okay, gotcha. All right, so 8:30 to 12:30 on Saturday, the outdoor farmers market. We all know what a farmers market is. This time of year, it's hard to get fresh local produce, but this might be a good way to do that. What else is happening?
Exactly. And there is an upcoming event at the Pablo Center called the Folsom Prison Experience.
Ooh.
The Folsom Prison Experience. And it just looks so fun. So it's Johnny Cash, and it's almost like you are back on January 13th, 1968 at Folsom Prison. It takes you kind of behind the swinging doors of the prison, transports you to a different world, and you feel like you're there. It's almost like an immersion. It's called a full contact immersive tribute drama.
So it's not a musical performance. It's more like a play / interactive art.
Yes.
Okay.
With music by Johnny Cash.
Am I handcuffed? Cora, am I handcuffed?
So. Gene enjoys a good handcuffing.
I will be, but I don't know.
So
I think
Cora.
if you guys come, you're definitely getting handcuffed.
What's the time frame on the Johnny Cash experience there at the Pablo? When is that?
Yeah, the show is January 25th, but tickets are selling fast, so I just wanted to mention it.
Yeah, I know that tomorrow night at the Pablo, it's our friends in Hairball.
Yes,
all your favorite.
I am going. My friends and I are going. I have never actually seen it.
Well,
so that is on my list of things to do.
Don't get too close to the stage. There's lots of pyro and fireworks, and it's very loud. And if you've got a lot of spray in your hair, it might catch fire. So.
Oh, thanks for the tip.
Have fun, and maybe this will be the night that you find true love.
I think she has true love. She's the long lip thing. She's talking about her long lips. How long are your lips?
We're not talking about that. Cora, I hope you find love in 2025. Good luck with everything. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, see you guys. Have a good day.
Office Cora joining us on the phone every Thursday to talk about things happening in the 715 this
and her
weekend.
Lips, apparently.
And her very long
lips. She has long lips. She said.
Farmers Market on Saturday, the second Saturday over at Phoenix Park.
Hairball tomorrow night.
Hairball tomorrow night, and then Folsom County Prison Experience on the 25th, but tickets selling fast. Go to aroundthe715.com for a list of all sorts of other events happening in the 715. Every time I hear the word lips, and I know this doesn't matter to anybody but me, but I got to get it out because that's who I am. When I was a trash man for the city of Manchester, New Hampshire, we had a guy, and I don't know how to describe him, but he was a driver of a truck, and everybody made fun of him because he talked funny, and he, instead of saying he couldn't, and
a lisp.
Not a lisp, but he just he had trouble pronouncing words. And I don't know what his deal was. I don't, this was 25, 30 years ago, whatever it was. It was a long time ago. And obviously, it's, not okay to make, I'm prefacing this by saying we live in a different time and it's not okay to make fun of people. But every single, I was a rookie. I'm on the back of the truck. I didn't, you just put your head down, throw the cans, don't talk to any. But this guy, we would come back to the yard and every single person, every senior member of the staff would just bust this guy's balls because he couldn't pronounce lips. He would say whips. And they would say, I'm going to kiss you on your whips. And just and it was crazy. They would just hammer this guy. And he just laughed and took it.
Could he say other L words?
I don't remember. The only one I remember is I'm going to kiss him on the whips. And so every time I hear the word lips, that's the first thing I think of is this guy. And I think his name was Cody. I don't remember, but oh, God. And I just remember being there, and I'm like, good Lord, this is one of the people that's going to come back with a gun. You just keep hammering this guy because he can't pronounce the word lips. He's going to be that guy that comes back. So every time I hear the word lips, I think of that.
Well, now I'll think of Cora and her long lips.
Apparently not long enough.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
7 to Us with Black on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. The bad news and happy music is coming up, but first, this guy might have just been doing some shopping for Valentine's Day.
All right.
Maybe.
Well, it's on the horizon.
Maybe that's why the picture of Rihanna in her underwear was on the computer screen behind him while he was doing a sports report in Sacramento.
So he's being interviewed? Is that?
So he's sitting at his
little
desk area where he's got his computer. If there was a camera behind me right here.
Yeah, right here.
And I was on TV and I would turn around to do my report on the television.
Yes.
The camera would be able to see my computer screens unless I, of course, closed out the windows or put the computer on rest or whatever it is. But Jake Gadon, or Gadden, or whatever, however the hell you pronounce his last name, who is a sports anchor for KOVR, Sacramento's CBS affiliate, was doing a live spot and didn't minimize the screen.
Okay.
Doing a spot for KMAX, their sister station, Tuesday night. The spot was about the Vegas Raiders firing their head coach, Antonio Pierce. Nothing really weird other than the computer behind him, which featured Rihanna. You know who Rihanna is, right?
Yeah, she has new
She has some new sexy underpants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fenty's, I think they're called.
New sexies.
Savage times Fenty's Valentine's Day campaign starring Rihanna.
Oh, yeah.
She's all decked out in her red lingerie panties, and whips and chains excite me. Ella.
There's a lot, or not a lot there, I guess is how you want to say
Now, look, there's enough to cover up all the naughty bits, but there is, of course, a picture of a half-naked woman on the screen behind him, which is never good to get caught with. But computer screen visible behind him, had Rihanna ad front and center. The ad in question for Savage X Fenty features Rihanna wearing some revealing lingerie. Somebody on Blue Sky said, Jake Gadon, a sports anchor with CBS station KOVR-TV, doing a live hit for sister station KMAX TV last night.
Yep.
Forgot to clear the extracurricular research rooms.
Well, it's news. It's happening. It's right now. It's hot news. How can you not cover it?
The other thing that people found interesting was that another user zoomed in on the screenshot and tweeted, are there no internet restrictions at the CBS Sacramento offices? Because in a lot of big-time offices, they have specific filters of websites you can go to.
Yes.
We don't have that problem here because
it's a
we're looking
vast,
at it all. We got to look at all of it.
Wild, Wild West.
But that guy got caught kind of with his pants down a little bit.
Savage X Fenty.
Trust me. There's a lot worse things to get caught with on your computer screen.
I was just going to say that. Mm-hmm. Lots worse.
Lot worse.
Lots worse.
Way worse.
Lots so worse.
So much worse.
Shutting
all the worse.
down all the computers. Locking up the system.
Twisted contortionist, right?
Naked contortionist.
All right.
It happened, but it was a long time ago.
The friggin' sports brought to you by Rihanna's panties.
Sexy.
On the internet.
Sexy.
He was probably just doing some shopping for his wife.
Saying. It's news. He's got his finger on the pulse of what's happening.
Imagine you're married and you go home and now you're all over the internet and your wife's like, what the hell is going on with you? What are you doing at work? I send you there to earn money to pay the bills.
Are you shopping?
And you're looking at Rihanna's underpants. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Look, if that guy wanted to see naked pictures of Rihanna, he could see naked pictures. They're on the internet.
They are.
I've seen them. So this is probably just him doing some shopping.
Got to go to work to get that stuff, though.
Can't do that at home. Wife will see his browser history.
Uh-huh.
Bad news, happy music coming up next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man. Florida man. Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Remember the movie Hannibal?
Yes. Was it that follow-up to...
Yeah. And Julianne Moore was in it. Ray Liotta. Obviously.
I don't know that I... Yes, I'm familiar.
The reason I bring it up is because there's there's several pivotal scenes there in that movie. It's very... So the brain part, obviously, is the one everybody remembers, where he cooks his own brain and feeds it to him while he's got his skull cut off. That's the big scene in that movie. Hashtag spoiler alert. The other one was the pigs. Do you remember the pigs?
No. Did they eat a dead body? Because I know that's a thing.
Yeah. Well, that happened in Ohio over the Christmas break.
Like, they purposely did, or a farmer fell in and then they ate him?
An investigation is ongoing after a 75-year-old woman was fatally attacked and then eaten by her neighbor's pigs on Christmas Day. Police Chief Bruce Brooks telling the Columbus Dispatch that it's not yet clear whether criminal charges will be forthcoming in the case, which he called a, quote, horrible, horrible situation.
What happened?
Police initially called to perform a welfare check on 75-year-old Rebecca Westergaard in Pataskala, Ohio. She had not arrived as planned at her niece's home on Christmas Day, just outside of Akron, and her family had not been able to reach her. Police arrived at her home, found her dead on her property near the house. The police chief there told the news outlet that he could not share many details because the investigation is ongoing, but that 2 pigs responsible for mauling and eating Westergaard belonged to her neighbor.
What?
Neighbor's identity not released. Brooks said it's still unclear whether they will face criminal charges because the aggressive animals are livestock rather than dogs.
It was pretty crazy wild because there's not just wild pigs roaming. I've never seen pigs except for the market down the street, so it's very confusing.
Is she... I don't get get that part, but are they...
I don't think they're out in the country. I think it's in a neighborhood. That's
what I was just going to say. Is that a farm? Like she was
maybe the guy's got a little hobby
something?
Farm or something next door?
So the pigs got loose?
That's my guess. The police chief there said if it was a pit bull or a Rottweiler or name any other of the 15 dogs that are deemed semi-aggressive, then we would know the answer right away. But being farm animals, it's just not something we've ever dealt with here.
Are you here to help me or not, pig?
I'm here to eat you, 75-year-old lady. Brooks, the police chief there, said the police are consulting the county prosecutor's office and would share more info once Westergaard's autopsy is completed in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
So you better be ready Friday, the 20th, to meet with me. So I'm going to let you know just how I feel about what a rude little pig you really are. You are a rude, thoughtless little pig, okay?
75-year-old Rebecca Westergaard, dead, mauled and eaten by her neighbor's pigs.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
I'm sorry. I'm just having a hard time figuring out.
Merry effing Christmas. You think you're getting ready to go to your niece's house, have some ham, open some presents.
Ham.
Maybe hold the grandkid or two.
So these were
Watch
just
some
roaming
football.
around the neighborhood killing people? These wild pigs or what?
They must be. I think because that was the point in the movie. They were like playing.
Well, I've heard of that.
Well, they had a dummy. They had like a dummy that looked like a human. They would play like screaming sounds, and they would starve these hogs, so that when they got so hungry, they would just eat whatever was available. And they were eating this like dummy that they had put on the side of the car, and they were doing that so that this guy in the movie, played by Gary Oldman, would kill Hannibal. Like his plan was to get Hannibal and have him eaten. And it didn't work on him. And they ended up eating him instead.
He's a bitter ass. Come on, squeal. Squeal.
Yeah. All right. I don't get it.
So was this guy training pigs to eat people? Or were they just really hungry and got out of their pen and said, this looks good?
I've never heard of something like that. All right.
51-year-old Clint Ferguson of Louisiana apparently went on a tirade in the parking lot of a shoe store. That's where all the tirades happen, the good tirades.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have them in double wide, extra wide shoes. What's the deal here? Didn't have them in his size. But apparently in the parking lot of a shoe store in Louisiana last Sunday, Clint Ferguson went on a tirade. Not clear what started it, but Clint pulled up to a car shouting racial slurs like, I hate the N-word.
Okay.
We got to get him and Whitney together, apparently. One of the victims called 911. Another got out of their car, stood in front of Clint's vehicle in an attempt to stop him from leaving until the police arrived. Clint drove around that person and ran over the victim's foot in the process.
Oh, yeah.
It's bound to happen. The victim then punched Clint through the open driver window as he drove away. And it must have been a hell of a shot because Clint's got himself one hell of a shiner.
In the face! In the face!
SmokingGun.com has the booking photo for Clint Ferguson. Big old shiner. See some blood streaks. He must have got him right in the eyeball. I mean, you got to see this thing. He took a shot to the face. Clint later arrested, and in his mugshot, he's sporting a big, fresh purple shiner, charged with felony aggravated battery, misdemeanor hate crimes, and resisting an officer. He's still locked up right now, but $50,000 bond. Poor Clint. Yeah. He got what he had coming to him.
Uh-huh.
Take a look at this. Look at this. Look at this picture. Look at this guy.
I think it's great. Through an open window.
Well, the guy's driving around him in his car, and the window happens to be open. He runs over his foot, and he's got the gumption to not only throw a punch, but to get it through the window of a moving car and connect.
It's squarely
connected on his eye to do like maximum damage.
Yeah, it's great. It's good.
Crazy. Last but not least, sort of in our backyard.
Okay.
Racine / Kenosha in that area.
Mm-hmm.
The man is from Racine, and I believe it happened in Kenosha at a grocery store. What happens in Kenosha at grocery stores, Gene?
I don't know. Cheese sampling?
Inside.
Yeah.
What happens outside the grocery store in the parking lot when a man from Racine shows up?
A drug deal.
That might happen. What else? When a man by himself shows up outside of a grocery store, a man from Racine.
Naked. He's naked.
I don't know if he's naked, but his
wiener's out. Is his wiener out?
Parts of him might be exposed.
It is out.
Even in this
It's
cold,
out.
Even in this very cold weather. There was shrinkage. Maybe there was shrinkage. He was just trying to warm that thing up. Winter penis. We've heard about the winter penis phenomenon. Maybe that's what was going on. He had a winter penis phenomenon.
I don't think so.
A man from Racine, Wisconsin, taken into custody this week after authorities say he was allegedly caught masturbating inside of a grocery store in Kenosha County.
In the store?
Over the weekend.
Was that wrong? Should I not have done that? I tell you, I gotta plead ignorance on this thing, because if anyone had said anything to me at all that sort of thing was frowned upon.
32-year-old Tyree Carter from Racine, Wisconsin, taken into custody on Monday of last week, charged with 1 misdemeanor count of lewd and lascivious behavior. Officers said the charge stems from an incident that allegedly unfolded inside of a Piggly Wiggly on Saturday afternoon. That's where all the good incidents occur. Officers called to the scene following a report that a man had been inappropriately touching himself while inside the store.
Whack ya.
Yeah, he was going to whack himself. Officers say an employee of the store spotted Carter acting suspiciously, tried to determine if he was stealing something. However, upon further investigation, the employee realized that Carter had apparently ejaculated on the floor and then left the store.
I give you permission to just kind of give a good whack.
Whoa.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Whoa. Did he have any groceries?
All I know is that I'm not shopping at Piggly Wiggly for like a month after that.
No, it's fine. It's not their fault.
Oh, I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm saying that you don't know where else in the store this guy has been ejaculating.
Did he have a cart or a basket? Or was he just walking around with no
I told you,
no
I could
products?
show you hundreds, if not thousands of videos.
I don't want to talk to you about that. I don't want you to. I want you to shut it. Really,
putting
shut it so hard.
All sorts of items inside their body in all the different orifices.
Just stop.
This guy was just he was spreading the love.
That's what he was doing,
so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Clean up on aisle 7
for sure.
Definitely
whack.
Very whack. Yeah, you got to give it a month to filter through. Get all that stuff that he might have touched and been around and let it
Not
new
even
stock.
early in the morning or late at night, just middle of the day. Just right in the middle of the day.
Maybe like reach for the box in the back, the cereal box in the way back. Don't take the eggs from the front.
I was just going to say, is this an egg thing? I don't know what's happening with the eggs.
Oh, man, it's not safe anywhere anymore. You can't go out. You can't go grocery shopping.
Yes,
People
you
are
can.
jacking
You're
off on
fine.
things.
You're fine. That guy just...
Yeah. You're the one who doesn't want to see the
having a bad
videos.
day. I
Trust
don't.
me, I've
Just
seen the
stop
videos.
it.
I don't want to go out.
Nope.
What is the, 99% of the hands you touch have had a wiener in them
I don't
at
need
some point?
those kinds of things. The statistics. Let's touch the pinky and the index finger. I can do that, but let's not go
1%.
into stats about...
It's pointer and pinky, right?
this. It just...
Yeah, so you look like a stupid rabbit thing. But you can't do it with assistance. Apparently, I'm better at the left than I am at the right for some reason.
I also am.
I will say that it is kind of genius that you can take a stupid, dumb video that's wrong and put it on the internet, and then millions of people worldwide will go like this the next day. Right? And just be like, hey, look, I'm not one of the 1%.
I don't think it's 1%. I think it's got to be higher than that.
It is. That's what the person in the video said, was that it was 1%, and they're wrong, and they did that on purpose because they want people to think they're special. And you're not. No one is special. Everyone poops and pees and dies. It's nobody special. Nobody is special. Nobody is. Not me, not you, none of us. Half of us can do this, and half of us can't. You can't whistle. I can. That doesn't make me special.
It doesn't make me unspecial.
Wow. Makes you something. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings. We'll get to our daily check-ins after STP.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello?
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
rockmornings.com. Visit the website for all of our contact info. You can listen to the show live on the website. You can like and subscribe to our daily podcast. If you want to go back and listen to something in case you missed it or want to play it for your friends or your grandmother, let her know about them feral pigs. Like, hey, Granny, watch out.
Yeah, be careful.
Also, make sure you register to win date night. We'll give that away tomorrow. Movie passes and free pizza. Can't go wrong with that on a Friday. Got a text from Cody in Chippewa Falls. Cody said, talking about hair fires at a hairball show, back when they were just starting to get big, hairball played at Pioneer and Menominee. Cody says, I smoked at the time, and the lady in front of me backed into my cigarette, and her hair went up in flames. It wasn't horrible, and I put it out, but, man, that's a lot of Aquanet. You got to be careful with those shows because people like to delve into their 80s tool bag, you know what I mean, and bust out the Aquanet and the...
and then all of a sudden...
the hypercolors and all that crap, and... Yeah, well, as we know, one of the members of Hairball, his hair caught on fire on stage and he just kept playing.
Yeah, he sure did.
There's video of it all over the interwebs.
Here, wasn't it?
I don't think it was the center. I think it was somewhere else. I think it might have been one of the casinos they played. But yeah, his hair caught fire, and he's just walking around playing the guitar, and then the other member came over and put his hair out for him.
Here.
I don't know. Was it? Might have been here. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it.
Hairball, by the way, at the Pablo Center tomorrow night in Eau Claire, and then here March 22nd. Tickets on sale this weekend.
Hairball. You didn't get your hair set on fire, but someone yacked all over your face, right? All over your head.
They did barf into my face. Yes.
Your hair at a Motley Crue show?
No, 1984, Van Halen.
Oh yeah, and a Motley Crue shirt was used to clean it up, right? Am I getting that wrong?
You are getting that wrong.
Where's the Motley Crue coming from? What happened at the Motley Crue show?
I went to a bunch of Motley Crue. I kind of followed them around the Midwest there.
No, you didn't.
I did too. I kind of was on that.
That's
I
weird
kind of
and
was on that
sad.
tour a little bit.
Got a text from Corbin who said, "Morning, guys. Hope you're warm. The furnace went out last night, so it's cold as hell. Explains why I slept so well." Yeah, the temperature in our bedroom is about a good 10 degrees cooler than it is in our house, and our house is only at 64. So it is too warm in this studio. It has been for months. For some reason, they get their heat straight from the devil's anus, and they pump it directly into the studio here. I don't know what the problem is, but this building sucks, and I'm miserable being in the studio, mostly because the heat is too hot. Thank you, though, Corbin. Appreciate it. I hope your furnace gets fixed. I hope it's not a major malfunction there. Somebody texted in and said, "Have you seen Squid Games if you enjoy people being punished?" Yeah. I have not yet, but it's on the list. Yeah. I got a million shows I'm watching.
The new one? Have you seen the
I haven't watched the original, so I got to watch it. I got to watch that
one first.
I don't want to be left out and not have to know what's going on. Toma Tom texted in, let me know that it was Whiplash. That was the movie that
it's a good movie.
J.K. Simmons was in, the drumming movie. Thank you very much. Also, another Tom, our friend over at UWL, Thomas over there, said, what a sports week it's been. College football playoff semifinals tonight and tomorrow. Who you got in the national championship?
You've got numbers. You don't have a team, right?
No, I do have numbers, but I would say if I was going to pick two teams to be in the national championship on the 20th, it would be Ohio State and Penn State. And Tom has the exact opposite, Texas, Notre Dame. So, yeah. Thanks to everybody else who got in touch with us. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.